My name's Sarah. I'm a physical therapist with Axes Physical Therapy, which is located in and around the St. Louis region. We were approached by a local fire department to provide some exercises to help reduce workplace injuries. As we were looking at injuries within that department, we found shoulders, lower back, and knees were the top 3 injuries. We have 3 exercises for the shoulders. Because it's such a complex joint, we wanted to make sure we had good strengthening in the smaller muscles of the rotator cuff, posterior deltoid, and the upper back for good balance. We have one exercise, your plank, which is for the entire abdominal region and core, helps with lower back stability and strength. And then we have 2 exercises for the hips and glutes, which are considered part of the core and help with lower back stability, but also help with lower body strength, especially around the knee joint. As with any exercise, if you experience pain with these, that is not normal. Muscle tension, burning is all pretty normal, but anytime you have wincing or sharp pain, that's not. So if you have any pain with these activities, or you simply need a resistance band to help perform the exercises, feel free to stop by any of your local Axes. We have nearly 20 locations ranging from Glen Carbon, Illinois, all the way down to Farmington, Missouri. We're always happy to help. Thank you for watching.
All right, Lauren's gonna help us demonstrate a single leg bridge. This is hard to do wrong, but the couple key points, make sure you've got pressure on the heel. I'm gonna have her lift her toe just to really engage and make sure she's pressing into the heel. As she lifts, leg will come about in line with the others, and you want a nice straight line from the knee all the way down to the shoulder. Go ahead and drop. Biggest key with this one is as she lifts, she's not letting her hips drop. So you wanna make sure there's no rotation or hips higher on one side than the other, a nice straight line from knee to shoulder. She's also using her arms to press in, and it kind of engages the entire posterior chain. So do one more, just make sure you have nice pressure through the arms, engaging the entire spine. All right, Mitch is gonna show us how to do a clean and jerk motion. It is a full body movement that incorporates a squat, bicep curl, and overhead press. So moderate, you can use heavy weights if you know the movement, but I start with moderate weights here. He's gonna go through a squat motion, good bend in the knee. As he comes up, there's a bicep curl, but it's kind of a pop. It's a quick motion, and then he'll pop into a small squat and press overhead. With that overhead press, you wanna make sure your back is not arching. You've got a good tight tummy, kind of pull that in as you press overhead. You wanna make sure you're not flying through the motion. You shouldn't be swinging and flinging weights. Just nice controlled movement the entire time. Let's do one more. Squat, pop, pop overhead. All right, Lauren's gonna show us a side step, which is great for hip strengthening. So as she's moving, she's not dragging that second leg with her. She's keeping feet elevated off the ground. Nice soft bend in the knee. It's really difficult to do this one wrong. So you just keep the movement going until you feel a good burn in the hips. Her eyes are straight ahead, also helps engage balance and some of those proprioceptive as well. So just keep it moving, nice bend in the knee, no dragging, and no slingshotting the feet together. Okay, Mitch is gonna show us how to do a bent forward row. First thing to start, you wanna have a nice straight back and not have that C-shaped curve in the spine, so arch up. Should not see that C-shaped curve, nice flat spine, good bend in the hips, good bend in the knees. Go ahead and row. Straight back towards the side, shoulders back, long neck. Basic things. You can also do a wide row where you bring the elbows out just a little bit further to the side. Same muscle groups, but make sure you're squeezing those shoulder blades towards the spine. All right, Mitch is gonna show us how to do a bent forward reverse fly for the rear deltoid. So you're gonna start in the same position as your bent forward row. Nice straight back. As you come out to the side, know where his hands are. They're closer to his ears, drop. And do one where you come back a little bit further. You don't want too far down by your side. You're working different muscle groups, so try and stay high where your wrist ends up about at ear level. Again, long neck, make sure you're squeezing those shoulder blades in towards the spine as you lift. All right, Mitch is gonna show us how to do a external rotation for the rotator cuff. So this is kind of the best exercise that you get a good bang for your buck. He's gonna rotate outward with resistance on the band at all times. Go ahead and move in. Make sure as you're moving, you're not arching your back. You wanna have a nice tight tummy. So the chest will pop a little bit, that's normal, but I want the back to be typically pretty straight. You're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades in towards your spine. The key with this one, you do about 15 repetitions at the slow pace that he's kind of holding here. So nice slow pace, that'll pre-fatigue the muscles. The one that's gonna give you the good bang for the buck is the stabilization at the end. So you're gonna do small pulses. I'd have you go for about 15 seconds. You should feel a good burn at the top of the shoulder with those small pulses. Make sure you're not out too far to the side. You're pretty close into the center. Perfect. All right, so Lauren's gonna show us a side plank. She's gonna start with feet planted on the elbow. Nice straight line the entire way. You wanna make sure you're not dropping or lifting too high. You wanna make sure it's nice and flat. Modification, she could do it on her knees. The biggest point I wanna make with this one is that she's in a straight line from knee to shoulders. Her hips are not bent and kind of dropped back. She's in a nice, straight, smooth line. That would be too much bend. You wanna make sure it's nice and straight all along. The other piece to this movement is a front plank, so she's gonna move to her elbows and toes in a forward plank. Good. On this one, just making sure you have a nice straight line from ankles all the way up to your shoulders. You're not dropped through the back. Go ahead and drop the knees. Your modification here is again just dropping to the knees and making sure that you're still in a straight line. So butt's not lifted up, butt's not dropped too low, and your back is arched. She's in a nice straight line the entire